Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXB and today is the 19th of October 2023. Now so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned, there's not much movement going on in the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but there's some really interesting metrics, guys. That is, the market cap of Bitcoin has definitely increased, and since the last 24 hours, looks like a lot of buying and selling going on. Now are stable coins being used? We'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. Now in today's episode, guys, we have some massive breaking news, and that is regarding left-leaning New York State, and the Attorney General is suing Genesis, Gemini Exchange, and even Digital Currency Group. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this whole drama is. Now looks like, guys, these companies have combined lost roughly $1 billion. Now unfortunately, a lot of the people have been suffered because of this. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this lawsuit is all about. Now listen, guys, 2023 is turning out to be one of the worst years for Binance, and this news has to do with Binance US, and now looks like they are suspending withdrawals for US customers. Definitely not ideal. Now guys, in the world of blockchain technology, Polygon has definitely been making quite a lot of news, and there is an update that has more to do with decentralized governance, so we'll definitely go and explore what that news is. And looks like they have a council set up with 13 founding members, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. Because look, guys, when you talk about cryptocurrencies and open blockchain, historically Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies do have severe allergic reaction to councils, foundations, and association. Now so far as Polygon is concerned, it is called as Polygon Protocol Council, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. Now regarding Coinbase, guys, we have some update, and looks like they are setting a new headquarters in Europe, and that is going to be in Ireland, so we'll definitely go and explore that news. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. Now both the news, guys, seems to be promising, and the first one has to do with Coinbase, and the news essentially, which is published by eFinancialCareers.com, is that Coinbase director has been hired and relocated by Dubai Cryptocurrency Exchange, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now the second news, guys, has to do with Metaverse, and the news is that they have published a white paper which is focusing on Metaverse regulation. Now what is really interesting is that the UAE government has partnered with OKX Exchange, and both of them have combined and gone ahead and released a white paper. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. And what I'm going to be doing, guys, in one of the future episodes in my Metaverse Everything series, I'll go ahead and break down that white paper in detail. And the white paper, guys, is called Responsible Metaverse Self-Governance Framework. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode, actually. So let's get started with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and Metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE, and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the Metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the Metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE, and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE, and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they have replaced it with Web3, and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, listen guys, there are 3 things I'm absolutely passionate about. One is death metal, ice cold beer, and the third one is extreme sports, and that is Tough Mudder. And Tough Mudder, guys, is a series of obstacle and mud runs that'll push your physical and mental limits without the pressure of competition. It's essentially a community that is built on teamwork and overcoming obstacles, where stepping outside of your comfort zone is the actual reward. And my big question is, guys, when was the last time you did something wild for the very first time? Now listen, guys, Tough Mudder Arabia has a formidable team, and one of the events does actually take place on the 14th of October. And Tough Mudder Arabia, guys, is putting across a series of events this year and next year. And the first big event take place on Fujairah Adventure Park on the 14th of October. So look at the show notes below. You'll find the registration link. And if you're someone who's in Dubai, there are 2 days of back-to-back Tough Mudder events as well that takes place on the 11th and the 12th of November at the iconic Jebel Ali race. And finally, guys, in the second quarter of 2024, there's a massive event taking place in Ras Al Khaimah, and that takes place on the 20th of April 2024. Now listen, guys, if you want a season pass, it is at a discounted price. So look at the show notes below for the discounted price. And guess what, guys, they have 2 different distances as well, 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers. And if you have kids, get your kids along. So check out the show notes below to find out more information regarding Tough Mudder Arabia. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since we've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, to be honest, guys, since the last 24 hours, there is not much movement so far as the global cryptocurrency market is concerned, but the market cap of Bitcoin is definitely looking good. Now, as of today, 19th of October, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.09 trillion. Look at the impact of fake news, guys. Cointelegraph tweeted something negative, and because of that, the global cryptocurrency market has pumped up and looks like it's going to continue as well, isn't it? Now, since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market is up by 0.45%. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours, it is only at $38.41 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 7.65%. Now, look, guys, over the weekend, it's going to be really critical to check what these numbers are. And right now, because of the chaos going on in the Middle East, Joe Biden has gone to Israel as well. And will that news have an impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? We'll just have to wait and see. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is look at the global stock market. That'll give us some idea and indication on which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are most likely heading towards the weekend. Now, so far as the volume in DeFi is concerned, guys, unfortunately, DeFi is looking absolutely terrible. The total volume since the last 24 hours is only at $2.02 billion. And guys, if you look at the total value locked, it has also gone down and it is only at $36.21 billion, with Lido dominating at $13.88 billion. And one matrix, guys, which I'm keeping an eye on, is decentralized to centralized exchange dominance. And as of today, it is at 18.67%. Now, what I'm really not liking, guys, about DeFi since the last few days, DeFi is accounting for a very low percentage of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. As of today, it is only at 5.27%. Now, let's quickly run through decentralized exchanges volume. Uniswap is clearly an outlier, and its volume is $696.52 million, followed by PancakeSwap at $173.75 million, Maverick Protocol at $165.68 million, Dodo Gas is at $105.38 million, and Core Finance at $45.54 million. So it looks like, guys, since the last 24 hours, a lot of the centralized exchanges have been used in order to go ahead and buy a lot of Bitcoin, and looks like a lot of selling has been going on as well, but most likely the selling is not taking place in decentralized exchange, but rather taking place in centralized exchange. And if you look at Bitcoin's market cap, guys, to be honest, this might be the very first time in 2023 it has technically reached an all-time high, so we'll definitely touch base on that. But before that, let's quickly run through the volume of stable coins, because unfortunately, guys, stablecoins volume is $36.02 billion, and it is accounting for a staggering 93.79% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now listen, guys, regarding stablecoins, I am particularly not a fan of stablecoins, because what I really feel is that stablecoin issuers are replacing the role of a bank, and they are definitely not following the ethos of open blockchain. Now, while I was in the gym earlier today, guys, I was listening to an episode by Bankless. What I'd really recommend you to do is definitely go ahead and subscribe to that channel, because to be honest, they just might be in the top 3 podcasts of all time. And they have an episode called Staking Treasury Bills on Chain with Martin Carica. And what Martin Carica is actually saying, in the next 3 years or so, the market cap of stablecoins alone will be roughly around $1 trillion. Could it be possible? Most likely yes, but I definitely would not be a fan of it. But nonetheless, definitely go ahead and check it out. Now, so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, Tether USDT is clearly leading the pack with $31.81 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $2.38 billion, and Binance BUSD, guys, its 24-hour trading volume is well below the $500 million mark, only at $470 million. Now, guys, if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin, definitely it has reached a new all-time high in 2023, and it is at $562 billion. What is a bit surprising, guys, is Ethereum's market cap since the last 24 hours has actually gone down, and it is at $188 billion. And looks like, guys, investors are definitely losing hope on Ethereum. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $11.8 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $4.43 billion. And ever since the announcement of BlackRock getting into the Bitcoin spot ETF game, Bitcoin's dominance has definitely been pumping up, and right now it is at 51.40%. This also, to be honest, guys, might be a new all-time high, not just in 2023, but at least for the last few years, most likely for the past 3 years or so. So definitely important metric to keep a track on. Now, unfortunately, Ethereum's dominance has gone down, and it is at 17.20%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me quickly run through total value locked across different blockchains, and the number one, as I mentioned earlier, is Lido, and $13.88 billion is locked in this protocol. And so far as Lido is concerned, guys, they're currently working on 5 different chains. Now listen, guys, when I talk about Lido on a daily basis, it's really important to note that Lido deposits into other protocol or is under liquid staking category, so it is actually subtracted from total value locked, because both liquid staking and double counting toggles are off, so just keep that thing in mind. Now, the number second so far as total value locked is concerned is JustLand, and $4.69 billion is locked in its protocol, and it is currently working on one chain. And Aave is number third at $4.53 billion. It is currently operating in 9 different chains. Now, the number fourth is MakerDAO, and its market cap is $4.15 billion, and it is currently operating only in one chain, and most likely that is Ethereum. Now, one thing to remember, guys, before transitioning from proof of work to proof of stake, MakerDAO used to be dominating so far as the total value locked is concerned, and before switching from proof of work to proof of stake, MakerDAO's dominance used to be roughly around 14 to 20%. Now looks like Lido is definitely taking over that role. Now the number 5th so far as total value locked is concerned is Uniswap, and $3.013 billion is locked in its protocol, and Uniswap, guys, is currently operating on 10 different chains. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol called as Bora, and the ticker symbol, guys, is BORA. And Bora is primarily targeted towards gaming industry, but its capabilities extend to various other applications, and game developers in particular benefit from Bora's features, and this focus on gaming makes it a standout platform in the blockchain space. Now, so far as Bora is concerned, let me go ahead and explain the 3-layer structure, because I do believe that is one of the unique features. And Bora's unique 3-layer architecture provides unique distinction features. So they have the core layer, service layer, and application layer. And so far as the core layer is concerned, this is the foundation of the Bora blockchain. So guys, think of it as a base layer of a skyscraper. It supports the infrastructure and data network for the entire Bora ecosystem. It also handles the settlement of Bora points, which are used for rewards and incentives. And Bora's core layer, guys, uses a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, similar to how Ethereum 2.0 operates, to secure and validate transactions. And so far as the service layer is concerned, the service layer acts as an intermediary, offering tools like APIs and software development kits for developers to create content and application on the Bora platform. it also hosts the Bora Chain Explorer, which is essentially a tool for tracking Bora token transactions. And so far as the application layer is concerned, this is where end users interact with Bora. So it actually hosts contents and Bora apps, which provides functions of managing assets and exchanging tokens, and users can access free content application through this layer. And so far as Bora tokens and Bora points is concerned, Bora, that is BORA, is Bora's native cryptocurrency with a total supply of 1.35 trillion tokens, and it serves various purposes within the Bora ecosystem, and one crucial role is enabling the exchange of Bora for Bora points, and these points, guys, are like virtual rewards that can be used to incentivize game players, content creators, and event management. And the beauty of Bora is that Bora points can be easily converted into Bora tokens, making them tradable on different exchanges. And guys, finally, so far as the security and scalability of Bora is concerned, Bora implemented Practical Byzantine Fault Tolerance, also called as BFPT consensus mechanism, with Bora 2.0 update. And guys, Practical Byzantine Fault Tolerance offers robust security and high scalability, unlike some other blockchains that face limitations so far as transaction speed and network congestion is concerned. And Bora's architecture is built to handle a considerable amount of volume of transactions, and this is achieved by allowing creation of independent sidechains on top of the core layer, and each of these chains can process up to 2,200 transactions per second, making Bora extremely versatile and capable of serving applications across a wide range of industries and not just gaming. So essentially, in summary, guys, Bora is a blockchain platform optimized for game developers but adaptable for various other applications as well. And its three-layer structure, that is the utility of Bora tokens and Bora points and the use of Practical Byzantine Fault Tolerance for security and scalability, makes it a unique and powerful player in the blockchain and decentralized application system. And it is designed to cater to the needs of both developers and end users, making it a comprehensive ecosystem for blockchain applications. Now, what are your thoughts, guys, based on what I'm reading? I'm definitely quite interested in finding out more information regarding this. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings. And since the last 24 hours, guys, it is marginally pumped up by 1.75%. And if you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, it is at $28,702. Now, listen, guys, it's going to be really important to check what happens to the price of Bitcoin this particular weekend. Because of the conflict going on in the Middle East, I'm pretty much sure it's going to have a massive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, so far as the price of Bitcoin is concerned, since the last 7 days, it is up by 7.54%. And this just shows you the power of fake news, which was actually done by Cointelegraph, isn't it? Now, so far as the price of Ethereum is concerned, it is at $1,561. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.61%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 1.17%. And so far as the price of Binance BNB Coin is concerned, guys, it is at $211. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.20%. Since the last 7 days, it's up by 2.80%. Now look, guys, I'm really concerned about the price of Binance BNB Coin, because to be honest, the price of Binance BNB Coin is moving perfectly in proportionate to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and it is way too perfect and looks like there might be a central entity trying to manipulate the price. And as I've always said, guys, I really am hoping I'm 100% wrong on this. Now, guys, let's discuss the breaking news, and this is to do with left-leaning state of New York. And the Office of New York State Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against Genesis Global Capital, Gemini Trust, and Digital Currency Group as well. And the complaint has also included allegations against Soichiro Michelmoro, the former CEO of Genesis, and even Barry Silbert, who is the founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group. And guys, if you do want to read through the official filing, look at the show notes below. You can go and read through the entire filing. Now, at the same time, guys, it's really important to note that Gemini, Genesis, and Digital Currency Group fraud led to roughly $1 billion losses for more than 230 investors, including at least 29,000 New Yorkers. And guys, the lawsuit claims that Gemini misled investors about an investment program it had with Genesis called as Gemini Earn, while Gemini, guys, assured investors that it was a low-risk investment. An investigation revealed that Gemini's internal analysis showed the investment was risky, and despite knowing this, Gemini did not inform its investors, and Genesis and Digital Currency Group are also accused of concealing over $1.1 billion in losses, and Genesis, guys, lost a significant amount of money, and they alleged attempted to hide this fact from investors and the public, and they entered into a financial agreement with Digital Currency Group to mask their losses, and this fraud has led to significant losses for investors, including retirees and people who lost their life savings. Definitely not right, isn't it? And New York Attorney General Letitia James is seeking to stop these companies and the executives from engaging in financial business in the state, as well as restitution of the defrauded investors and return all of the ill-gotten gains. And this lawsuit, guys, is part of ongoing efforts to regulate the cryptocurrency industry and protect investors in New York, with previous action taken against other cryptocurrency companies for various offenses. And the Attorney General, guys, she's encouraging anyone affected by misconduct in the cryptocurrency market to report it and urge industry workers who witness fraud to file whistleblower complaints. And guys, if you actually go through the show notes below, it does have a section for whistleblowers as well, so please feel free to go ahead and use it. Now guys, let's discuss some unfortunate news regarding Binance. And guys, Binance is having one of the worst years in 2023, isn't it? But this news has to do with Binance US, and Binance US has suspended withdrawal in US dollars, and users who want to withdraw their USD funds must first convert them into stable coins or other cryptocurrencies, which can then be withdrawn. And if you do want to find out the official link, the link is in the show notes below. But mind you guys, this news is actually published via CoinDesk, and Binance US, which is a different entity to Binance, has actually emphasized that in the event you wish to withdraw US dollar funds from your account, you may convert such US dollar funds to stablecoins or other digital assets, which can subsequently be withdrawn. Now guys, let's discuss some massive news, and this is to do with Polygon. And Polygon, guys, which is a scaling solution for Ethereum, introduced a council called as Polygon Protocol Council with 13 founding members, including figures from Coinbase and Ethereum Foundation. And under proposal PIP29, that is Polygon Improvement Proposal, this council will oversee limited changes to Ethereum smart contract for Polygon protocols, emphasizing decentralized governance. Now look guys, who goes ahead and makes this number that there should be 13 founding members or 59 founding members or 129 founding members? It is just a vague number, isn't it? Now, so far as the announcement is concerned, the council will execute community-led processes to initiate future upgrades, including those proposed in frontier pages of Polygon 2.0. Now could it be possible, guys, that all these changes are kind of associated with the 13 founding members? Most likely yes. And could it be possible that these 13 founding members are kind of owned by few entities as well? Definitely possible. Now guys, let's discuss some positive news, and this is in the world of Coinbase. And Coinbase, guys, has chosen Ireland as a base for its European Union entity to align with the region's primary cryptocurrency regulation framework, that is the Market in Crypto Asset Regulation, also called as MiCA. And this decision by Coinbase, guys, was communicated to Cointelegraph earlier today. Now with MiCA, guys, that is Market in Crypto Asset Regulations, which is expected to be enforced in late 2024, Coinbase can serve one of the largest economies in the world with 450 million people across 27 countries under one regulatory framework and with one national supervisor, and that is what is mentioned in the article. Now currently, guys, Coinbase holds an e-money institution license and virtual asset service provider registration in Ireland, and they also have a crypto license in Germany and several national registrations in other member states across the European Union. Now guys, I do believe someone asked me yesterday or day before yesterday in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast if Binance would be the leader so far as cryptocurrency exchange is concerned, and I did actually respond stating that Binance is definitely much bigger, maybe 10 times bigger than Coinbase. But the way how the US Security and Exchange Commission is going after Binance, I wouldn't be surprised if Coinbase does actually overtake Binance, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years. So those are the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXP. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, also has to do with Coinbase. And this news is published by eFinancialCareers.com. And the news essentially is that Coinbase director hired and relocated by Dubai Crypto Exchange. So let me go ahead and break down this news, because Coinbase director Laurie Kehoe has been hired by a Dubai Crypto Exchange, and he is joining MSX Limited as the head of stablecoin. And MSX Limited is a digital asset exchange similar to Coinbase, and MSX Limited recently obtained a crypto license from the Bahamas, and Laurie Kehoe joined Coinbase in January of 2022 as a director in its NFT division. He later became the head of business development for EMEA at Coinbase, and he also has a very strong background in cryptocurrency that dates back to his time at Deloitte, where he founded EMEA Blockchain going back to 2015. And he was also made a partner at Deloitte 3 years later, and his most recent traditional finance job was at BNY Mellon, where he was EMEA Digital Asset and Blockchain Lead. And guys, so far as MSX is concerned, M2 is the primary company or the parent company, and they have been poaching top talents in 2023. And guys, in February of this year, M2 also hired Deepak Garg the former MENA Chief Compliance Officer at Kraken, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, I briefly touched base on this news because Deepak Garg was already based in the UAE when he was hired by M2, and MSX, guys, is actively looking for talent in Europe to relocate to Dubai, and they recently posted a job listing for technical lead in London, which requires relocation to Dubai as well. And Coinbase, as we know, is also looking to relocate workers, but their prime destination looks like is Singapore. Now, so far as Lorico is concerned, his role at MXS Limited will lead to the stablecoin division, and MSX Limited, guys, is one of the newer players in the crypto and fintech space, having been founded in 2018, and the company recently obtained a license from Bahamas, indicating its commitment to expanding its crypto services. And look, guys, top executives leaving other countries and moving to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East is definitely a very positive sign. Now, guys, let's discuss second news, and this is to do with a white paper that is focusing on metaverse regulation. So let me go ahead and break down what this news is, because the UAE government has released a white paper on metaverse regulation, and the white paper, guys, is 33 pages long, and it is called as Responsible Metaverse Self-Governance Framework, and this paper emphasizes the need for globally accepted operating standards in the metaverse. And the Ministry of State for Artificial Intelligence and Digital Economy, Omar Sultan Al Olama, is associated with this effort, and the white paper, guys, highlights the metaverse's potential in areas requiring a lot of concern. Now, at this point of time, there are several areas that still need dialogue, according to Al Olama, and the white paper, guys, was produced in collaboration with one of the top cryptocurrency exchange in the world, that is OKX. And, guys, self-regulation and international cooperation are the key themes in this paper, and common minimum self-regulatory principles are proposed to global collaboration, and the aim of everything is to promote safety and security of metaverse users, and the international community, including governments, industry, and civil society, should establish a framework for metaverse growth. And the white paper also addresses acceptance and legitimacy issues with the metaverse, and guys, the UAE ministry recognizes a significant gap in regulations and a lack of a global code of conduct. And guys, this white paper is roughly around 35 pages long, but it is definitely a must-read. And guys, in the white paper, the metaverse is responsible and sustainable growth is also shared, and the paper encourages industry and government cooperation. It underlines the importance of international standards, and the UAE government, guys, is seeking to address challenges and promote metaverse safety and security. Now, what I'm going to be doing, guys, is every Fridays I used to release Metaverse Everything, where I used to cover top developments taking place in metaverse. Now, in one of the episodes, I'm going to be dedicating it only to the white paper, and I'll go ahead and read through the white paper and break down everything about the white paper, which is called as Responsible Metaverse Self-Governance Framework. So that's about all, guys. Some Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Baiju who asks, will Jerome Powell announce the interest rate hike this month, and what kind of an impact will it have? Now, to be honest, Baiju, Jerome Powell will not be announcing the interest rate hike this month, but most likely the interest rate hike is going to take place between the 2nd and the 3rd of November. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, Baiju, and even to our listeners, go to the Federal Reserve Board website, and it does have a schedule for the entire year, and it actually tells you when the meeting takes place, and usually the meeting takes place for 2 to 3 days, and on the final day is when they go ahead and announce the interest rate hike. Now, the interest rate hike is not going to happen in October, but it's definitely going to take place, I believe, between the 2nd or the 3rd of November, and Jerome Powell will be having the official announcement on the 3rd of November. He does go live on YouTube, and he gives his reasoning as to why he's going to go ahead and increase the interest rate hike. But to answer your question, I do think that most likely Jerome Powell might be announcing the interest rate hike, which would mean the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies might marginally go down. Now listen, Badger, from a macro level point of view, because there is so much of conflict going on between Israel and Palestine and also between Russia and Ukraine, looks like the US government or left-leaning administration might be pumping in more money. Now what would happen because of that? Temporarily, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies might go up, but after a few weeks and after a few months, the inflation will definitely pick up pace. Now, Jerome Powell is definitely aware of that, and he definitely did mention that in the next possible announcement, he most likely will increase the interest rate hike. And in my episode yesterday, Baju, I did talk about Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, who did have a session with Fox Business, and even he did actually state that in November there is a very high possibility of an announcement of an increase in interest rate hike. And because of that, unfortunately, Baju, I do have this feeling that the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will definitely be suffering. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of parameters Jerome Powell will be looking at. And what I really recommend you to do is, as I mentioned earlier, he does go live and he does give his reasoning as well. Now, unfortunately, in the last meeting, he did say the unemployment was not looking as good as the start of this year. So you also have to keep all those things in mind as well. And right now in US, you don't have the Speaker of the House as well. And that thing might change by the time you're listening to this podcast, or it might change over the weekend as well. And those factors will also be taken into consideration for his announcement in the interest rate hike. But definitely brilliant question. And that's about all, guys. Somebody asked me anything to see on Blockchain TXP. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaintxp.com. Check out my website www.blockchaintxp.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how this series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee Date works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.